I made a video recently all about the Sony ZV-1 and talking about why in 2022 this is still such a brilliant little camera almost 2 years after it was released. And since I've made that video, I've been asked a fair few questions about this camera, so I'm going to try and answer them in this video. Let's get into it. Very quickly, just before we go any further, if you are new here to this channel, my name is Scott Edwards. I make all sorts of videography tutorials and tech related videos. So if they are the sorts of things you are interested in, consider clicking that little subscribe button just down below there and come and be a part of this community, which is growing very quickly at the moment, which is massively exciting. So thank you to everyone that is subscribing and watching the videos. I hope you continue to enjoy the videos. So the Sony ZV-1 is a brilliant little compact camera. I absolutely love this little thing, and it's capable of a lot. You can get some really impressive results from this. It's designed to be quick and easy to use and small enough to fit in your pocket and take everywhere you need to while still being able to capture great results. Now this is slightly different to a big mirrorless or DSLR camera, because when you are using that you might want to take more time over composing your shots and making sure you have all the settings and all the correct lighting to be able to compose that shot the way you want to. Because when you are using big cameras, that's what you do. You take time to craft the shot to make sure you have all the footage looking exactly the way you want to. It's slightly different with this. This, in my opinion, isn't designed to do that. You can do things like that. However, my sole purpose for this is to capture quick moments that you don't want to be running around with your main camera for, because you can just drag this out of your pocket and open the screen, it turns on straight away, click record and capture that moment as soon as you can before you've missed it. And in my opinion, that's what this camera is for, and also what it's perfect for as well. You can quickly grab those shots and create those memories so you have that footage to look back on in a few years time. Whereas if you are using your mirrorless camera all the time, because it's so big and you want to take time over crafting your shots, you're probably going to miss those quick moments if you're using a setup like this. So with that in mind, I'm very quickly just going to go through the settings I use on the Sony ZV-1, and 99% of the time I use this camera in aperture priority mode. So I click on the movie icon here and you can scroll through to choose from program auto, aperture priority, shutter priority and also manual exposure. So 99% of the time I go onto aperture priority, and what this allows you to do is change the aperture to whatever you want it to. So you could go down as low as f1.8. However, if you zoom in, I think it goes to a 2.8, but that aperture is then going to stay at what you set it at. The shutter speed will then automatically be changed by the camera depending on the lighting situation to create a nicely exposed image. That means that you don't need to worry about what your shutter speed is or what your aperture is, because the camera is doing 90% of the work for you once you have set the aperture. And for that exact same reason, I also use auto ISO. So the camera itself is automatically going to be figuring out the lighting conditions around you and creating a nicely exposed image along with the shutter speed. So it's creating a nice balance between the two. So what that means is when you've got your camera set up like that and the only thing you have set is the aperture, the camera is going to do absolutely everything for you. And as soon as you turn the camera on, you open the screen, you can just hit that record button and you know the footage you record is going to look really good because the camera is nicely exposing everything for you. You've not got to worry about anything. Now for this exact reason, I also use the standard picture profile, because the colors do actually look really good straight from the camera. And I do this because when I'm using this camera, I don't want to worry about color grading my footage like I will be doing now, because I'm shooting in S-Log2. I don't want to do that with this camera. I just want to be able to take the footage from the camera, stick it on some hard drive so I've got it in the future to look back on, and also just be able to quickly make a potential vlog from it as well, because I like to do that sometimes. So color grading isn't something I want to do with this camera because it's literally a point and shoot camera to record those moments. So to just literally stick it in a standard picture profile, I'm going to click the menu button and go down to picture profile, which is on the first menu and the 9th page, and just set it to off. Now you can choose from a load of different picture profiles. You can even shoot in S-Log on this camera, although I definitely would not recommend it. All you need to do is stick it in the standard picture profile and that will do everything for you. You don't need to worry about it at all. So that is how I set up my Sony ZV-1 whenever I use it. It is literally as simple as that, and even though it is simple, you know that the footage you capture is going to be really usable footage and it's going to look brilliant when you are looking back on it in a few years when you've captured all of those memories. And I don't think there is a better camera for it than the Sony ZV-1, because as well as the great image quality, you've also got a really decent mic on top as well with the whatever they call it. I think it's a 3-point mic system, and you get this little dead cat for when you're outside and protecting it from the wind noise. It is just a brilliant little camera and I use it so much. I even use it for top-down shots when I'm recording videos here sometimes, so I'll hang this from a little rig above, and because it's so small and light, it's easy to set up for a top-down rig. Now if you want to do more with this camera, you absolutely can, because it is really powerful. You can obviously go in and create some nice cinematic looking images by using the 180-degree rule, for example, where you want to double your frame rate for your shutter speed to get that nice natural motion blur. So if I wave my hand like that, you can see the nice motion blur. Whereas if I'm in aperture priority, because sometimes it is going to crank the shutter speed really high to get a nice exposure, you're not going to get that nice natural motion blur. But for me, just using it to create memories, that isn't a problem at all, even though you can get some incredible stuff from this. And if you wanted to take the time and compose a shot with this camera, you could get some incredibly impressive results from such a small thing. It is incredible. But me personally, that's not the way I like to use this camera, because to get that sort of thing, I have my main setup. I have my Sony a7C with its rig and its monitor, and I can use that to create those nice cinematic images and take time to compose a good looking shot. This, whack it out of your pocket, turn it on, click record, capture whatever you need to, and just have fun. And it helps people forget that there's a camera there, because people can get a little bit funny if you're taking time and sitting them down in front of a camera and just recording their face. If you're just recording a bit of a vlog to create a memory, you don't want to be spending time and say, just do that again because I missed it. All you want to do, turn it on, click record, away you go, you've got your memory. And they almost forget that they're on camera because they don't realize it's there. It's so small, it's so quick, it's just perfect for those little moments. So hopefully that helps you out if you use the Sony ZV-1 or you are thinking of getting one in the future. Let me know how you use the Sony ZV-1. I'm always interested to know, so let me know what you do with yours in the comments below, and let's have a bit of a chat about cameras and whatnot. And yeah, that's it for this video. If you like what you see in this channel, don't forget to click that little subscribe button down below there and give this video a thumbs up, and I shall see you all very soon in another video. Making YouTube videos is sometimes a bit of a faff, because you repeat what you said in your head and you think, I just sound like a bit of a pleb. And then you repeat it again because you need to record the proper take, and you go, I just sound like a bit of a pleb. And then you try and think of something else to say. It's just like a cycle in your head. Mad. But you get there in the end. You get there in the end.